how's it going? Today I'm going to be sharing with you basically how I try to keep my life organized and stay on top of everything and stay productive at the same time. I honestly go through phases where I'm really organized and then other times where I'm not organized at all and my life is just a mess. So I feel like I just got out of that mess stage, like coming back from traveling, and I'm starting to get my life back on track with everything. So I thought I would just share with you pretty much what I do to try to keep my life on track. So there are a couple of things, and number one thing that I like to do is write a to-do list. Now, I'm definitely more of a nighttime person. I'm much more like awake and my brain is buzzing at night than I am in the morning. So I do like to write my to-do list at night before I go to bed, just while everything is still really fresh on my mind. And I'm not a huge fan of those to-do lists that are like a mile long with everything under the sun on them. So I try to really keep it as small and focused as possible. So basically, I just write everything in this notebook here. This has my life in it. This is just where I jot down absolutely everything. So all of my blogging things I have to get done, or just random ideas, even to like clips I want to film. It's just a mismatch of absolutely everything. But this is typically what I'll grab before bed to write down my to-do list. And what I've been trying to do is keep it to 2 or 3 tasks in the morning and 2 or 3 tasks in the afternoon, and then maybe one thing I can do over lunch. And when you have them written down and you wake up the next morning, you're like, okay, this is exactly what I have to get done today. And it starts to feel really good when you're just checking them off. So I'll just show you kind of what an average to-do list would look like for me. Basically, I'll section it off into morning, lunch, and afternoon. So say this day I wrote down in the morning I want to go to the gym. So that's one thing I want to do as soon as I get up. As soon as I get home from the gym, I might have my smoothie or whatever and sit down and answer all of my emails. And then I'm gonna go and edit some photos. And I want to get all of that accomplished before lunchtime, and that's sort of my mini deadline. And then over lunch, I'll just have maybe a smaller task. So here I just put set up appointment with an accountant and get my taxes done. That's something I need to get done, and just trying to organize all of my things. So that's a really easy thing that I can do over lunch really quickly, but it's something that I also before would probably put off and off, you know, those things where you're like, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow ends up being a month later. So yeah, if you write it down, then you have to do it. You're gonna check it off, and then you're gonna move on to the afternoon tasks. So for the afternoon, I wrote down I have a blog post to write, and then I need to finish editing a video. So for the afternoon, I only have 2 tasks because I know editing takes me a really long time. Therefore, if I added another task, I might not get to it. So I really do try to organize on what's gonna take a long time and what isn't, and that's how I'll sort of manage my day. And that's pretty much what I've been doing, and it's working really well. That really does help keep me in track, and that's pretty much my to-do list. So like I said, I will write that before I go to bed, after I've finished working on things for that day. That way it's still fresh on my mind, and I know, okay, I didn't do this today, I still have to do that, I still have to do that. I'll write it all down, and then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yes, I have to do all of those things. My next little piece of advice is to pick one place to organize all of your things. I used to never have one place for all of my things, basically, and I would write something down here or put something on the computer here, or something would be in my notes on my phone, and I would just forget because things were just all over the place. So now when I'm organizing my calendar, I put it all in one place. I know a lot of people like physical planners where you're writing them down. They're honestly not for me. I've tried physical planners a couple of times and it just never works out. I always wind up forgetting about it and never filling it in. And I also don't like a physical planner because if you make a mistake or you want to move something around, then it's written down and you're having to scratch things out or use whiteout, and it's just messy, and I don't like that. So I've been using Google Calendar. I absolutely love Google Calendar. It's my life. So I organize my entire schedule, my content, everything on Google Calendar. What I love about it is that it's digital, so you can pull it up on your phone. They have an app as well, so you can see it all right there no matter where you are. And you can color code everything, which I do. So I color code things based on blog posts or videos or life things I have to do, appointments, whatever. And you can just see it all right there in the colors you selected, and you can also move it around because it is digital. So that's what I like. And every time you guys give me an idea for a video, I just type it up in Google Calendar and then I plop it in, and I can move it around and start scheduling out when I want to film that and have it go live, kind of thing. That's basically how I organize all of my content and my life stuff, and it's just so much more organized being in one place and having to deal with it there rather than a million different places. So I think the key really is to figure out what does work for you. Like I said, I tried the physical planner. It is not for me whatsoever. And like Kyle uses an actual calendar that we hang on the wall to organize his stuff. So, you know, everybody's different. Figure out what works for you and then stick to that, and make sure you have all of your things in one place so you know exactly what's going on in your life and you can make it happen.
Funny how the story goes, little hope but bigger dreams. They try to bring a sucker down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen to the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down.
So the next thing that I like to do to sort of keep my life a little bit more organized is meal prepping. And I know you guys are probably thinking, how the heck is meal prepping gonna keep my life more organized? But honestly, we found that it just really lifts a huge weight off your shoulder. That's something you don't have to stress about every single day. You already have lunch waiting for you, or dinner if you want it. So we typically make 2 big meals a week, sometimes 3. And we just take a little bit of time every single Sunday. And so pick a day that works for you and just get that out of the way. And it really does just free up your time so you can focus on things that are more important. So yeah, we find that extremely beneficial just to have meals ready and made. That way you can just quickly grab it. You know you're grabbing something healthier and you're not going to turn to junk food or fast food. It just really does keep your life a little bit more on track and you can feel really good about it at the same time. So yeah, meal prep frees up your time, you're healthier, it's a win-win. That's what I do as well to try to keep a little bit more organized throughout the week. So today we are having some soup. Kyle made a new soup. It is bomb. It's so good. It's definitely my favorite one he's ever made. This is it here. So we have carrots, celery, potatoes, onion, some broth, and a lot of spices. I think there's thyme. I'm not sure what else he put in there. But yeah, it's really, really good. That is what I'm having for lunch.
On a run from my given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride. That's where I never thought it would matter. If I'm gone by now, all my weakness keep
A little bit more on the productivity side of things. I've been trying to really limit the amount of times I check my emails in a day or go on social media. That is the biggest time distractor for me. And I find if you even just limit checking your emails like once or twice a day, that just helps so much as well. Oftentimes when you get that one come in and you'll go and respond, and then 20 minutes later you get another one. So it's just a constant thing that you're having to do throughout the day, and it interrupts whatever else you were doing to try and stay on track. So I really do try to limit that, maybe once right away in the morning and then once a little bit later in the afternoon. And then obviously if anything urgent comes up, I'll respond to that. But that really does help keep productivity going, work flowing, and you can just focus more. And the same with social media. I can't even like tell you the amount of times I've just gone on Twitter or something, get lost in all the comments, and like 3 hours has gone by and I'm like, where the heck did the time go? Why did I just waste my life reading comments for like 3 hours? So that's something I'm really trying to limit as well. Just going on like once or twice a day in bulk, and then maybe at night when I'm just chilling is when I'll do the rest. But yeah, during the day you really got to keep your productivity going. So try to limit those things. That way you are going to stay on track a little bit better.
Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back.
Putting stuff away after using it is definitely one of the best ways to stay organized. I was not always good at this, and I feel like I am getting a lot better, but I definitely still have some work to do on that as well. But yeah, I used to leave all my camera equipment, just things everywhere, and then I would never know where my battery chargers were or anything like that, and it would be such a headache trying to find them. So now I'm trying to be a lot more organized in that sense. After I'm finished using something, I just put it away right away. That way you always know exactly where it is, and when you really need that item, you can find it in a pinch. We honestly find the hardest thing for us to keep clean is our kitchen island. It definitely collects things the quickest, so usually once a week we will try to do a full sweep of the island and just put absolutely everything away that we've collected throughout the week. That's where like all the mail goes, or just random things that we've plopped down. Yeah, it adds up real quick.
You got me good.
I try to do daily just to keep my life in a little more order is to put away all of my dishes before I go to bed. So any dishes that we used for dinner or for lunch, whatever is left over in the sink from that day, we'll just wash and put away. There's nothing worse than getting up in the morning and having crusty dishes from the day before and you just have no desire to deal with them then. So it's better to get them out of the way at night. That way you're waking up and having a fresh start and a clean kitchen. Yeah, those are pretty much the things that I do daily to try to keep my life organized. I know they seem really simple, but it really does make the world of a difference. A lot of the time it is just those little things and just getting it out, like having your calendar or having your list, because I personally have an extremely busy brain. So if I didn't get things out, I would just be all over the place. So I need to do things like that just to have a little bit of order in my life. So yeah, let me know what kind of things you guys do to keep organized on a daily basis, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and hopefully my tips were a little bit helpful for some of you and gave you some ideas. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much how I keep organized. So I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!